Hey team, Attorney Lance Fryrear here, and this is a really important video. This is a video for the general public, not just for somebody charged with a crime, because you never know what is going to happen. And no matter how cleanly you live your life, you may be facing a situation where a police officer is asking to speak with you. And the instinct is, for most people, to just want to talk because we have nothing to be afraid of. And that might be the right decision, because sometimes you do want to talk to police and sometimes it's not a good idea. So in this video, I'm going to cover what it is you need to think about before deciding to talk to police when they want to talk to you. So my name's Lance Fryrear. I'm a defense attorney in Linwood, Washington. I've been defending people charged with crimes for more than 20 years. And for 7 years before that, I was a prosecutor. So, police are good people. I've gotten to know a lot of them. And there's also some ones that aren't so good, just like anybody. But most important thing we want to do is think about, a police officer wants to talk to me. What could go wrong and what should I do? So I'm just going to jump right into it. What could go wrong? Well, if a police officer is reaching out to you at a time you don't expect, like let's say if you were a victim of a crime, your car got damaged, and then an officer's calling you to try to for sure help you, then it's sort of a no-brainer, get the help. But if you're not sure why an officer is calling you, that's when you need to be careful. Because if an officer is contacting you, you've probably been accused of doing something wrong. You might not have done anything wrong. You may not feel you did anything wrong. You may know there's an incident, but we can often feel a real need to justify ourselves right away. If we had a strict parent or we had an upbringing where we got accused of things and we felt the need to defend ourselves, a police officer can rely on that to get you to say some things. So think about, why is it an officer might be calling me? And if you have an idea if something did happen, it's probably a good idea to wait to talk to the officer until you've reached out to an attorney. When I say wait, that means do not talk to them on the phone either, because anything you tell a police officer can be used against you, right? You don't want to even give them an inch, because you could start establishing a case against you. So if you have some idea about what it's about, even a suspicion, then it would be best if you picked up the phone and the officer starts saying, hey, this is not a good time, I'll call you back, what's your information? Don't get sucked in, because of course, a really good police officer is trained. Hey, don't worry about it. I just want to hear your side. Or, hey, do you remember, were you involved in an incident over at the library? Do you remember something happening over there? And as soon as you give them anything, they're starting to build the case against you. So be careful. Reach out to an attorney. Now, let's say you have no idea why an officer is calling you. Well, still probably best to talk to an attorney, because an attorney may be able to jog your memory and find out why, or an attorney may be able to contact the law enforcement for you and find out why. If you don't want to get the attorney involved, if that's too dramatic, you just don't like attorneys, which we would blame you. Basically, you could find out yourself. Hey, officer, what's it about? I want to know what it's about before I talk to you, and then please don't say anything more. Don't respond to what they're saying if it could all be a problem. So that's another thing you need to think about. One problem I see a lot, and it really breaks my heart as a defense attorney, is people being accused of some very serious crime and then going in to meet the police officer to talk to them at the station and putting down a recorded interview, right? You're overwhelmed. It's the first time you've heard of an allegation. It could be an assault. It could be a sexual assault you're accused of, something from the past, who knows. But when you go in and start talking to the officer or officers and there's no one there to help you, your words get tangled, words can get put in your mouth. And depending on what our experience is with authority, we can perform in a way where we put things out there that really aren't so. We can start making it look like an admission when it's not. So, don't just walk into a police station thinking that it's going to be a fair situation. I'm not saying police officers aren't fair, but I can say that it's not worth it to go in and take the risk to talk to officers who have a complaint against you. That's why they're talking to you, and they don't have to give you the complaint. they're not necessarily trying to find the truth. They may already think they know the truth because they believe a victim, they believe that you did something, and they're not there to help you. Okay, don't think that they're there to help you, even if they may tell you that. So that's another thing to think about, right? And then what's the final thing I want to cover to think about? Well, sometimes an officer is there to help you, or sometimes an officer is just trying to clear up the situation. So you don't have the experience to know that. So you should really take into account what good could happen and what bad could happen. And to figure out what to do, you need to contact that attorney, right? Most attorneys will give you a free consultation. If you hire an attorney to represent you pre-charge in an investigation, it's usually a lot less expensive than a charged case. And it's better to invest a little bit of money in an attorney to avoid being charged than have to pay way more and go through the stress of being charged by making a mistake and talking to the police. So I hope you see it's clear. There's not 100% never talk to the police, but for the most part, you have to be really cautious before you make a decision to go in and talk to someone without guidance or without representation, right? Won't an officer think I'm guilty if an attorney's involved? Well, if they're talking to you, for the most part, they may already think you're guilty, right? For the most part. Again, every case is different, and hopefully you're never in this situation. But if you are in this situation, feel free to reach out to us. Again, my name is Lance Fryrear. I've been defending people charged with crimes for more than 20 years, and we have a lot of experience, and we really do trust many parts of the system, and some parts we don't, but we're going to try to make the best decision with you if we work with you, and we'll do everything we can. We'll be there for you. Thank you.